Jiren with a bothered look, then pushes the angel.
So, out with it already. What business do you have with me? Has another tournament been announced? Speak now!
To which Margarita at first remained silent, trying to think of the best way to approach the information she is about to reveal until...
Very well, Jiren. You always were an impatient one.
I'll cut to the chase then.
Jiren-san, do you remember the warriors named Goku and Vegeta from the last Tournament of Power? The two Saiyans who you fought with tooth and nail, heralded from Lord Beerus's Universe 7. I believe you fought one of them, Son Goku, in the final moments of the tournament, the one mortal to have surpassed you in power, at least back then. Huh? The Saiyans?
And immediately, hearing the mention of the two, Jiren instantly turns his head to look at Margarita, as if needing to hear more, and he responds,
Yes, Son Goku. Of course I remember him. The man that valued his friends and family above all. And Vegeta, a true warrior to the end. I've longed to meet those two in battle again one day. Now what of them?
Margarita then with a serious look replies,
Yes, indeed they do value their friends and family an impossible amount, and ironically, this may have something to do with that. But it would take far too long to explain, and time is not something we have the luxury of right now.
Leading to the angel, then extending her hand to Jiren and saying,
Instead, come here to me, Jiren-san. Lend me your mind, and I will show you in an instant exactly what has become of those two over the last 10 years. I'll make sure to not miss a single detail. Fine. For once I actually agree with you, Angel.
As Jiren then confidently and with complete trust in his universe's angel walks over to Margarita before bending to one knee just before her. As the deity lets out,
Perfect, Jiren-san. Now hold still. This will only take a moment.
And just like that, Margarita then places her hand on Jiren's forehead, ready to show him a nightmare-like moment. And just like that, Margarita then places her hand on Jiren's forehead, ready to show him a nightmare like never before seen.
What? What is this? This cannot be! Who is this man? This monster! A Saiyan? No. Son Goku! How could you?
As instantly Jiren's face morphs into one of complete shock and disbelief, as for the first time he witnesses all the things Ultra Vegito had done up to this point, including his reasons why. Or at least, that's what we think he's seeing. Margarita, meanwhile, as she watches his reaction, can't help but think inside,
Yes, Jiren-san. Watch it. Watch it all. Watch how low those Saiyans have fallen, how bloodthirsty and insolent they have become. They must be stopped. Don't you agree, my brave warrior?
But soon enough, we too get to actually see what story Jiren is being told, and clearly, quite a few parts are missing. For one, Jiren is shown how Goku and Vegeta fused initially to become Gogeta, rather than their fusion to Vegito, and their outfits are wrong too, followed immediately by not their subsequent imprisonment and destruction of his friends and family, but instead the brutal murder of Sidra, Ramshi, Lika, and Heliz, the death of gods, by what seems a mortal who has lost their mind and turned to the other side. A truly twisted take on the story shown to Jiren to sway his opinions.
Enough! Enough!
But soon, even for the mentally hardened Jiren, seeing the non-stop brutality of this figure who contains both Goku and Vegeta becomes too much even for him to process, stepping back in a mixture of disbelief and fear, as in all his life he'd never even seen a god bleed before, let alone seeing 6 die and disappear right before him, and all at the hands of a mortal.
Son Goku.
And with a look of defeat, Jiren then immediately bows his head, staring at the ground as he tries to make sense of what he's seen. And for a moment, he begins to doubt even its authenticity, before eventually he lifts his head slightly and thinks,
there's no way this angel fabricated those scenes. Whoever that was, they really did possess the power to beat not only the gods, but the angels too. The only question is that man really Son Goku and Vegeta fused? Why? Why would they not have used that power against me? Was I not worthy?
But eventually, the tempered warrior regains his cool and stands tall once again facing Margarita and asks,
so, why show me all of this? Why me? Because Belmont is now in danger too? Well, if that's the case, I didn't even need to know. As a Pride Trooper, I am sworn to protect this universe and everyone inside it. And with Belmont being a former Pride Trooper himself, there would be no question. If Son Goku comes to this universe to kill Belmont as he had with the others, rest assured, I will be there. And his death will be by my hand, and my hand alone.
Suddenly shifting the tone as Jiren slowly raises his hand in a claw position and looks at the angel with unwavering murderous intent. It seems regardless of his respect for Goku and Vegeta, if the lines of justice are crossed, Jiren will act without hesitation. But Margarita in response, though slightly alarmed by the intensity, can only reply,
I see. Well, as good as that is to hear, I never did doubt your loyalty to Belmont. After all, I know of the history of you two. But this god killer Son Goku has become... He's no longer on your level, Jiren-san, nor even mine. As you saw, he has slain countless gods and angels with an unprecedented ease. His power level honestly at this moment is a complete unknown. And though your power too after these years of training may have increased massively, we must remember this is not only the power of Son Goku, but Son Goku combined with Vegeta, who in the years gone by has attained destruction powers of his own. And Jiren, hearing this, being a realist, ultimately just folds his arms and replies in agreement. That is true. I have attained a new level. But from what I've seen, it's true that I would most likely lose to this fusion you tell me of. But a battle is a battle, and anything can happen. If there's anything Son Goku taught me, a battle can be won by just whichever side believes in themselves more. And besides, what other alternatives are there? Do you suggest I bring Toppo and the rest of the Pride Troopers to help fight him too? Because I refuse! I battle alone, and I will not bring them like lambs to slaughter before this Vegito. But Margarita, seemingly expecting this from Jiren, just looks back and says, well, Belmont had a feeling you